Awesome. So, community, welcome to another EMA session. In here we have Celine and the baby from the Betswamp team. They're gonna be presenting the project, and with me I have Nels as my co-host. Nels, you want to say hi to the team from Betswamp?
Hi, Celine. Hi, baby.
Hello.
Hi.
Is that Caleb, is it? Or Nelks Meeg? Nice to meet you.
This Ness.
Nelks, my guy.
What's up?
All good, my guy, all good.
I'm just looking at something. If you're the baby, is your name also Celine? Because Celine mom is calling you
Dream team.
baby. Right on, man.
Awesome. So, guys, welcome to another EMA session, and like always, whatever you might be hearing from today's EMA is always good for you to make your own research, as always. So, let's start with the baby. You want to tell us about you and how you got involved into the crypto space?
Yeah, for sure. Um, so yeah, I literally started off as an investor, similar to everybody else, in this space. I've been working as a mod, then kind of made a transition to marketing. Obviously, helped a lot of teams, a lot of different meme coins and stuff like that. Made my first investment in crypto maybe 2 or 3 years ago, um, to buy BTC to try and purchase some illegal substances online to no avail. Sent it to the wrong wallet address immediately and lost all my funds. So that was my first dip into the waters. And I'd say the better part of a year and a half ago, I started really looking into things and doing research and just fell in love with the entire scope of crypto, really, and how things move. And I bought a lot of different stable currencies. I just about missed the boat on Ethereum, XRP, ADA, and seeing all these different functionalities on the blockchain really intrigued me. And the whole idea of decentralization was just something that interested me. So I started looking into crypto and obviously investing in DeFi then. I lost a considerable amount of money. We are very prone to seeing scams and exposed to scams, especially on the BSC side. And so, yeah, I was investing in a lot of different coins and a lot of different shit coins. And my introduction to them was the bigger ones like Dogecoin, and we had obviously Shiba Inu and Kishu and all that kind of pop off. So this meme coin craze kind of interests me, and once I started kind of popping up in the Telegram scene, I started seeing what was going on in the background with a lot of different meme coins and different utility projects and stuff like that. So the first like wave of real DeFi projects on BSC, there wasn't really much functionality or utility or anything that was going to provide a lot of use case to obviously the masses coming into crypto. So I first started as a mod. I helped a lot of different projects in their channel. I had obviously worked with certain projects that didn't do so well until my first breakout with Dogeback. I helped them with their social media. I helped them with their marketing, any resources, connections they needed. They were the first rewards token that rewarded holders in Doge. We hit an ATH of $34 million. We hit steady floor at around $17 million through organic shilling on Twitter. We got engagement from Shibatoshi Nakamoto. He's the creator of Doge. The team decided then to obviously try and launch a support token, and lo and behold, the project failed. And I went working then with a lot of different projects, and obviously encountered the team that we're with today throughout the journey with helping other projects. No, I don't really help projects hands on. I know Kid is the same. We kind of started with different meme coin projects. His breakout project was Mini Shiba, and then he helped the likes of Kiba. He's helped Cheems. He's helped Micropets. He's helped tons of projects, and we kind of came together then on running games. We were doing a lot of marketing for them, very hands-on. Team didn't really know what they were doing. There was always a pushback with marketing funds given to us, funds from ads. They just didn't understand um, the obviously the vigorous nature of crypto and how demanding investors actually are in the space. But to no avail, even with their stranglehold on funds, even with their pushback constantly on marketing efforts or developments or website upgrades and stuff, we still managed to get it when we replaced the initial team from below pre-sale price. Within 2 weeks, we got it to $27 million with our team hands-on, like day in, day out, constantly grinding at it. And then we encountered the Betswamp team. So, as I said, with Crypto Kid Finance, we've helped a lot of different meme coins, we helped a lot of different shit coins, but this is a different ball game. So Betswamp, this is actually Viron and BMOX project. They're the two core developers. They came to us with an ideology, a concept of a gambling platform that could really change the game in our eyes, because me and Kid are very prolific gamblers. We understand the industry inside and out through sports gambling, and the idea that these guys had and the way it's snowballed to where it is today is just, it's not like something I've seen before. And obviously this is one of the rare unicorns on the BSC, as this team, it's their only project. They've been working on it 11 months. We've had a V1. We had a pretty successful V1 actually. We had a $9.5 million market cap. We launched in the height of the bull run towards the end of October. And within 2 weeks, the market was down 60%, just rolling into Christmas. So we handled a lot of adversity, a lot of, an uphill struggle from the get-go, but we never got, we got scrutinized a lot, obviously, with our association towards the end of running games, but people didn't understand what was going on. We had delays with utilities ourselves, how that goes in the space when you over promise and under deliver. A lot of people can think that there's a lot of shady shit going on, but this team has always delivered. We've tested it, everything thoroughly, and with the V2, we're facilitating the move to the DAO protocol. We have the V2 version of the betting platform going live. So yeah, this is one of those type of projects that can actually bring in a lot of new money into this space with the functionality and the utilities that we're providing. So essentially what Betswamp actually is doing is it's a DAO protocol and peer-to-peer betting system. And we can kind of get into the intricacies of all that. But that's kind of an introduction of like myself, my background, and the marketing team as a whole.
That's great. Celine, you may want to tell us about you as well. Maybe after you, maybe BMO can go as well.
Sure. So we're part of the Crypto Kid Finance market team. I started crypto. In fact, I bought my first Bitcoin 2013, but sadly sold too early. Didn't know the whole potential, and came back in the last 3 years. Did some investments. Start with I used to do forex as well. I miss Africa. I spent 12 years in South Africa. Super happy, love it, and just moved back home. But yeah, so the last 2-3 years I went back to crypto and start to work more in projects. I do more of the business development. That was part of my background, traveling all over. So that's what I love. And then BMOC and Viron came with this incredible project, Betswamp, and it's very revolutionary and it's amazing. And we all work together. It's a fantastic team. And that's my part. So we work under this umbrella with Crypto Kid. And so we have so many market coming, everything. It's like line up. As Baby said, this is the V2. But we have amazing holders of V1 too. So they're all here. They're all ready for the project. Yeah, so that's me. In crypto, I think the most important part is like have a great team, but I have an amazing community who support the project. So I'm always super proud of the community and ask everybody to work for your bags is something that really has positive impact. So that's me, God. And thanks for having us here.
Awesome. BMAC?
So, I'm BMark. I'm the co-founder and the co-dev behind the project. So I've been in crypto for I think since 2017 as an investor mainly. But I do active develop. I've been in active development for over 12 years, and Betswamp is our first project. So I and VRon, we are the more like the core, the developers behind the project and the creator of the project. So I think around July last year, we linked up with the CryptoKid finance company to handle the marketing for the project, and it's been a smooth ride ever since. They're one of the top marketing agencies in the crypto space, and we've grown since the V1 to right where we are at right now with the V2. We've learned a lot from what we've done, and we're coming in with the V2 as a relaunch, and we're putting a lot of work into the whole thing, and we're just ready to see how far it goes. So that's it about me, basically.
Awesome. I mean, it's really amazing that people like you can, come on the stage and let investors, the community know that you guys started from somewhere. It's not just maybe you just woke up on a blue day and you were like, well, let me come up with a project and get some funds. It shows that you guys have the experience and getting this project along. And I love the fact that the crypto kid finance is involved at this because he's a well-known person in the space and stuff like that. So let's keep going. So let's break it down. So I would like you guys to tell us about Betswamp, how it works, because I believe there are a lot of betting platform out there, with type of different ideas and stuff like that. So, I mean, we've heard about theirs, so we'd like to know what BetSwamp is all about and how, I mean, what's gonna offer to our community as well.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I'm actually trying to start payment for for something right now. We're pretty busy today.
Awesome. Okay. Like I was saying, I say that will try to tell us about what BetSwamp is all about. Because the truth is, we all know there are a lot of betting platform out there. Um, with different ideas and stuff like that. So we'd just like to know what BetSwamp is all about and what it has to offer to our community.
Oh, that's an excellent question. So this is literally the bread and butter of um, what we're all about. It's a community driven utility project. So what I mean by that, essentially what we're providing is a fair environment for people to place bets in a decentralized manner. We provide the true advantages of decentralization through our gambling platform, whether that be through revenue shares for the bettors that take the risk, whether that be through passive income, through staking, through creating, through validating. And what I mean by that is, so essentially what Betswamp is, it's not confined to sports. We can create markets on pretty much anything. Um, we got, like, you can just log in using your wallet. There's no KYC. It's completely based on Web3 in the blockchain, and will initially be starting on the BSC. So what Betswamp is providing is, to users, you can create a market on pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be sports. It can be political events, reality TV show, gaming, esports, rumor mills with, business predictions or outcomes of cryptocurrencies. We plan to have crypto centric markets, for betting for users that aren't necessarily into sports betting. So we're not governing the platform or the usage of the platform. So the way that our markets are set up is we charge a 2% sports fee, where a normal standard sports betting platform will charge a 10% sports fee. So that's a clear, distinct advantage. 1% goes back to maintenance and the operation of the platform, while the other 1% goes back to the creation, to the creator. So what I essentially mean by that is, okay, so let's say, for example, you want to go onto our platform, you notice that the two teams that are going to be playing in the Super Bowl are, let's say, the Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots. Let's be very hopeful on that, because I don't think any of them are going to the Super Bowl anytime soon. I could be wrong. Watch this now. They'll be in the Super Bowl next year. So you have the Patriots, you have the Packers, and you create that market yourself. Now it's the Super Bowl event. You're getting a lot of action on that bet. So let's say that there's $200,000 bet on that event, just for that event alone. It's trending on our homepage, on our V2 platform. You're going to get $2,000 from that entire pool in BUSD rewards, just for creating a market. As you create more and more markets, you'll increase your reputation score, which will allow users to follow your markets more exclusively. So your activity on the platform will actually benefit you more. So how we provide different streams of passive income for people. So that would be one stream of passive income. We also have a DAO protocol, which is similar to Olympus. Now we have added features to the DAO, which we feel makes it much more sustainable than Olympus. So we won't be offering insane amounts of APY similar to Jade or Candyland or anything like that, where it wasn't sustainable. They were just offering APY just to obviously entice people to invest, whereas Olympus have done it best. So obviously the APY will initially be determined by how many people are staking, how many people are bonding. As more people bond and stake, the APY will go up. But we also have an adjustable APY. We also have a time lock feature on our DAO. So if you lock your tokens for longer, you'll be able to receive more APY. And then we also have a 2% active burn function on the sell. Our buy tax is 0% and our sell tax is 2%. So we also have the only utility for a DAO protocol. So what I mean by that is essentially you can stake your rewards similar to Olympus. You will earn SBETs as rewards. Whereas with these DAOs, people accumulate a lot of rewards through staking, and they'll just dump. They'll be happy, satisfied with their profits, and then they'll just dump. So the way that we've integrated this to the ecosystem is going back to my last point where I said that we don't have a governing body, we don't have a governance, there's no screening or anything like that. The community is the house, basically. That reference of gambling platforms, their house always wins. The community is the house. So what I essentially mean by that is, so the people that stake their SBETs rewards, you can lock in our validation system. So you can lock your SBETs and you can get a tokenized version of validation points, they're called. So if you stake more SBETs tokens, if you lock them for a certain duration, you'll get more validation points. And what I essentially mean by that is, so you can go to our dashboard, you can go to our validate event sections, and you'll have hand-selected and hand-picked randomized events on our markets for betting. And you can use, let's say, 1,000 validation points to verify the result of the market. So let's go back to the example that I used prior to this, the Super Bowl event. So you have your Patriots and Packers game, you have the person who created that, the pool size is $200,000, and then you have your validation points from another user who's coming to say, yes, the Patriots won the Super Bowl. So they'll cash in their validation points, they'll verify that, yes, the Patriots did win the event. People will be distributed their rewards for betting. So how our actual odds and stuff are determined, they're determined using smart contracts that Viron actually designed himself from scratch. So it's completely determined by public betting. So what I mean by that is we don't follow traditional algorithms like you see with every other sports betting platform that are competing with one another. So once participants bet on one side more, that side becomes more favorable, and then the rewards are distributed based on the action. So that means if there's more money on one side, that means they'll be the favorites. So how the rewards are distributed then is the winners will get their winnings, their initial stake, and rewards from the pool, while losers still get rewards from the pool just for participating in the event. So what happens then is the residuals of the pool, so what's left as a remainder in the pool, will be distributed in BUSD rewards to the people who validated the event. So you can utilize your SBETs to earn validation points on the actual platform itself and earn extra rewards in BUSD. No doubt protocol offers this.
That's really amazing. I mean, coming up with a new idea, it's something that's really attractive to people, because I believe a lot of people are kind of fed up with the same trend over and over. They want something new. They want a way they can have a passive income. But tell me something, the baby, how is the iGame industry connected with the betting system? How does the two work together? I mean, if you can expatiate more on that as well.
Yeah, no, that's also a great question. So obviously we're seeing a huge flow and influx into not only the gambling industry, with certain companies like Disney are now considering sports betting through their actual platform. ESPN are looking into creating their own betting app and stuff like that. So sports gambling is becoming more in the now. The masses are starting to finally adopt it, but there's still a lot of problems in the industry. So we're seeing a big influx in demand for virtual reality. We're seeing metaverses, we're seeing these play to earn games, we're seeing spikes in obviously gaming. So what we essentially plan to do is obviously partner with certain games, gamers, streamers, stuff like that. We fully intend to incorporate like peer-to-peer betting aspects. Now, whether that be with like a play to earn game or with a metaverse project, where we can literally provide extra utility to those projects, where we offer peer-to-peer betting in their system. Obviously, it could be problematic if they have an iOS app or a Google Play Store app or whatever. But we will be able to offer like in games, like if we could get in the future maybe partnerships with Sony or like FIFA or like with certain gamers and streamers like that, we can offer obviously markets on their live streams. We can say how many kills will they get in their shooter or in their battle royale, or how long will the stream go on, or how many wins will they get in certain amount of time or whatever. So we can do those type of partnerships once we have our affiliate program set up, where we can get them paid obviously per click and per usage and stuff like that. So we do plan on delving into esports, because there's been a huge influx in that market, and obviously with gaming, we can provide something that not every betting platform is willing to give odds on or anything like that, because gambling platforms, they manipulate the odds, they determine the markets, they give you the lines. You're seeing one side's favored and then the slight underdog, like you're barely getting paid out and you have to bet an absolute fortune. And if you lose, you lose your money. So we can provide markets on exclusive betting lines, like Eagle FC. I'll use Eagle FC as a prime example, because I don't know if you're familiar with Junior Dos Santos. He's a former UFC legend. He's a huge help for us. He's one of our ambassadors. He's been very vocal. He's been tweeting about us a lot. He's actually a personal friend of Celine's. He's been amazing. So um, we can offer, like, let's say Eagle FC is a new. So he recently signed with Eagle FC. He recently fought against Jorgen De Castro. Eagle FC is a new founded MMA promotion. It's owned by Khabib Nurmagomedov. So we actually hosted the only betting line and betting market for that actual event. No other gambling platform worldwide was able to offer lines on that betting market for his fight, um, because it's such a new organization, and maybe they mightn't have had as much attention on the event as possible. But that just shows you like what we're doing right now on our MVP. So our V2 version of the platform is set to go live very soon. Our DAO protocol should be ready, um, and the validation system and everything for people to see during the pre-sale. We're just finalizing everything there. But yeah, that's just an example of what we can do and the exclusive markets we can provide. Like with Big Tree basketball or certain gaming events or tournaments or crypto-centric bets, we can offer like outside the box gambling events for people to bet on. Because not everybody's into sports gambling. So we could actually open up a new wave of investors to not only crypto through what we're providing through our distinct advantages for gamblers, but also open up a new influx of investors into the gambling industry who don't normally bet on sports events because they're not interested in them. They might be interested in stock picks, they might be interested in crypto markets, they might be interested in whatever. We can offer it.
That's indeed amazing. But regarding the betting system, is there a particular sports? Because I mean, in some country, I believe one of the most betting platform people are kind of familiar with could be football. You know, you can bet for your favorite team and players and stuff like that. So I want to know regarding the bet swamp, is it gonna be a particular sport or all the all sport are gonna be involved in on the platform? Maybe like the baseball, basketball, you know. So we just like to know about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think like the thing that makes us stand above the herd is like we offer like betting markets on anything. Like if you, let's say, like you think of an idea, you think, oh Jesus, I think that people could have huge interest in this market. Let's say there's a rumor mill spiraling. You know, we all like obviously people are gonna gamblers that we attract, they're going to be used to horse racing, they're going to be used to soccer, they're going to be used to NBA, they're going to be used to this. So people will be setting up markets on regular events that are popular anyway, just so that they can earn passive income through setting up, you know, like Premier League games, NFL games, NBL games, MLB games, um, NHL games, whatever, NBA games, wrestling. You know, you could have WWE wrestlers for WrestleMania fighting on the bet farm. You could even have cockfights, let's say, just on the black market, and people are just betting on that like crazy. So what makes us stand above the herd is we can offer bet markets on pretty much anything because our users are determining what we're betting on. So like I use as a primary example for something outside the box that we could have betting markets in the future, obviously in the rumor mill. So when everybody was looking at it, like Elon Musk, was he going to buy Twitter? A lot of people said no, he wasn't. A lot of people said, yeah, he would. For those 2 or 3 weeks, there was a lot of confusion whether he was actually going to buy Twitter or not. We could align ourselves with that. We could advertise, will Elon Musk buy Twitter in the next month? A lot of people would have bet no. A lot of people would have bet yes. We would have aligned ourselves with that rumor mill and that spike of media attention around, obviously, Elon Musk um, buying Twitter. And then when he did buy Twitter, people would have been able to verify that event and say, yes, Elon did buy Twitter. We could have had a lot of action on that market. We could have positioned ourselves in that media. We could have had a lot of media attention for being the only gambling platform that offered odds on that betting market. We would have been the first, as there's no like pushback on creating those markets. You know, it's easily accessible. It's quick. It's reliable, and obviously, it just shows how we can stand above the herd amongst gambling platforms. And obviously, when the next thing that pops up, like will SHIB list on Robinhood in the next 2 months, will Safe Moon go back to ATH by end of the year? We can align ourselves with those like Luna market predictions and stuff like that to entice the investors that we're initially attracting, because our sole marketing is based around attracting crypto investors right now.
That's very well said. I mean, I love the fact you said people can always bring up their own suggestion, and you know, and you may want to implement that. I mean, listening to people, it's actually an awesome idea at this point because you know you want to look out for what's trending and you want to look out for what people are kind of interested in. You know, you might want to come up with your own idea, but what if people don't like what you have on the table or what you have in store, right? But once you get to listen to their own suggestion, you know, that alone can help in a long way. But we were talking about the betting system, right? And I believe that Betswamp has a lot in store, not just for people involved in betting or you know, and stuff like that. But what about those who really don't get themselves in betting? I mean, what is Betswamp gonna offer these people? Because I believe there are people who don't like betting for some reason, right? And yeah, I mean, we can force them to invest if I mean to bet and stuff like that if they don't want to bet. Or how, I mean, how are they gonna benefit from bet swam?
That's an excellent question. Obviously, we encountered this exact problem during the V1, and that's why we're here where we are today, through the evolution of like what's gone on over the last 10 months and the progression and snowball effect of the demand of crypto investors. Every one of us invests in crypto to earn passively. Whether you like it or not, we're all here to make money. You know, we do make friends along the way. We enjoy the participation in community, the buzz of being involved in projects. We all love to see our cash flip. You know, that is essentially why we invest in crypto, because we're here for that life changing money. So we understand with certain people that there are obviously religious beliefs that don't allow them to participate in gambling events. There are people that don't agree with the addiction side of things of gambling. There's people that, you know, they obviously don't, they have family members, or, you know, they know of relatives that have had a lot of losses in gambling, maybe lost their homes or anything through addiction. So what we're providing is like an opportunity for the, the money to come out of the gambling platform that is hosting markets, where they're literally taking the money from people that are risking their savings essentially to bet on these events just to try and make money. Um, you know, the house always wins is it's such a big thing in the gambling industry, because these gambling platforms are powerhouses, because they're essentially taking people's money and giving hooky lines. That's essentially what it is. So with Betswamp, we decided as a team, and through months and months and months of thought of how can we attract everybody so that it's fair for everybody, so that we can interest people that aren't even interested in gambling. So what we thought of is obviously the creation of markets. You can create markets on anything and earn a passive income in BUSD. You can come to our platform, you can buy our cryptocurrency, which is a 0% tax, a 2% sell tax. It's a low tax place, so you can trade in and out pretty effectively. You know, you're not going to be succumb to 19 or 20% tax on your way in and out, where it's difficult to trade. We can attract different traders just through our taxes alone. You can come to our platform, you can stake your rewards, you can earn a 1% to 4% daily payout of your bag and holdings through the APY that we'll be offering through people staking. You'll be able to buy, obviously, if you're trade savvy and you predict that the price is going to pump from a certain point, whether the marketing team has said that there's a CEX listing coming, which we do plan to do, by the way. We're already in legal discussions. We've huge partners lined up for post-launch. This pre-sale phase is just, it's about building the hype, building the momentum, and we're as good at doing that as anybody. But going back to the point, you can stake. You can just stake on our platform. You can buy the bonds, which we would be encouraging everybody to do, because you can get a cheaper price on your tokens and get a higher ROI on your investment just by buying the bonds. You know, you'll have a discounted price to the market value of the token itself. So I would encourage everybody to buy the bonds, because you'll be able to buy the token at a cheaper rate than the market value, and that's accessible through our site. So that's another feature. As I mentioned, you can stake. You don't even have to bet to earn rewards. And then for the bettors, we're offering a fairer environment for them to bet. Even if you lose, you will have the comfort to still regaining some of your initial stake. No betting platform is offering that. And then obviously the creators will get their 1% rewards. You'll have the validators. So if you have your favorite sports betting events and you want to validate those markets, you can earn passively through just verifying the results. You don't even have to bet on the event and still earn passively. So our betting platform is literally providing revenue share for the bettors by taking the money essentially out of the pocket of the people who are just hosting the markets for people to bet on. So the ecosystem works because the devs aren't greedy. You know, like the devs are trying to provide a fair environment by fixing the flaws that we see in the gambling industry.
That's indeed amazing. I actually love the idea about the staking system. That actually gonna help a lot of people who might not be involved in betting, right? All you have to do is just stake and earn some reward and stuff like that. That's indeed amazing, amazing idea. So, what about the pay-to-pay system? How does it work in the game, in the betting industry? How does the pay-to-pay work as well for the for the people betting?
Yeah, I think Viran or BMAC could probably give a more technical breakdown of how the odds and everything are determined and how the peer-to-peer actually works.
Yeah, sure. To add to what the baby said, and also to answer your question, Betswamp was built on the base of decentralization, right? So what we do is that we don't rely on a centralized oracle to verify the events within our platform. We created in a way that the community get to validate these events created on the platform. So you ask them how people that are not into gambling can earn and benefit from this platform. The validator system was created specifically for those set of people. So let's say you're not into actually wagering into these events, but you also have that opportunity to get to verify these events because on our platform we like I said, we don't use a centralized oracle, so the community validate these events. So when you validate an event on the platform, you actually get paid from the pool of that event. So it's just another means of earning a passive income. So you can just focus on being a validator on the platform and not have to engage in creating event or even betting on events. Another way you can earn as a non-gambler is by creating the event, but then you have to wager on the event because that's how it was built. But the platform wasn't built around, being focused on just the bettors. We want to be inclusive as possible. So our aim was making this simple and accessible to everybody. So aside from the staking on the DAO, because our DAO wasn't built to stand alone, it was built to integrate itself into the betting platform. So both utilities work in unison, to create a sustainability for both platforms. So you stake on the DAO and you earn SBETs, which you use to earn validation points on the betting platform. So how the odds work, I'll let V run because he's the core developer for the smart contract and the blockchain side of things. So he can get into more details about the technicalities of the odds system, the way the rewards are distributed, and just basically how the system works.
Yeah, hello guys. I'm Viran and I'm one of the core developers for Betswamp. So to answer your question about how the peer-to-peer system works, we know that with conventional betting platforms, it's always you against the house, and I think that was why they came up with the whole the house always wins. So for peer-to-peer, our system, we built it in a way that you're not wagering against the house. You're not betting. You're not placing your bets against the house. That's Betswamp. Or let's say Betswamp is the house. You're actually placing your bet against the next person who's going to be placing the bet, who would be placing an opposing bet to yours, right? So let me give an example. I'm not much of a sports person. The irony of the whole thing, yeah. Um, yeah, so let's say we have an event, right, between England and Germany, right? So you place a bet stating that Germany is going to win England, right? So the next person who's going to come and place a bet that Germany would actually win England, right? So you're placing your bet against that person and not the house, right? And the system is built in a way that you earn fairly, right? So you're not earning how do I put it? You earn fairly. You earn based on the percentage of your wager on the pool, right? And aside from that, we did it in a way that because we know that when we're creating this, we know that those who are actually using the system, that's the bettors, we believe that they are the ones taking the real risk. We just built a system. I mean, it's just code, but you putting your money in and wagering, that's actually where the real risk is. And I for one, I'm not much of a gambler, but I remember some time ago when I tried wagering. I gave one of my friends money to help me do that. He actually placed the bet for me. He gave me the tickets and stuff, sent it to me. I didn't understand the crap out of that ticket. I didn't understand a thing. But eventually, I lost the bets and I felt really bad because of the fact that I lost all my money. Right. So because of the fact that we believe that the bettors are actually the ones taking the risk, we built the system in a way that even when you place a bet and you lose, right, you still get something back. So let's say you could place a bet with $10 and you lose, there's a high possibility that you might still get like $3 or something back, that you can still fall on just in case that's like the last money in your account or something. So that's basically how the peer-to-peer system works. And yeah, we still have the validators who are actually earning rewards as well passively. So if you don't want to, if you're not a gambler, you could just validate events. So it's easy. Let's say there's a football match or something. I think there are lots of sites that you can get these results from. So if this event or this market is actually presented to you, you could just go to those websites and validate the events. So once you validate the event and your validation is actually correct, because we're using wisdom of the crowd methodology, right, for us to be able to ascertain the accurate result of an event. So if you're one of those who validated correctly, you will be rewarded by the pool as well. And we also made it that since we're not the ones creating the markets, we're all about flexibility, right? So for us, we believe you can literally bet on anything so long as it's verifiable, right? So you could create a market on literally anything. You could even be playing a game, let's say Mortal Kombat with your friend. You could create a market for that and people would wager on it. All you have to do to just make the markets be at the forefront of things and be visible to everyone is for you to just boost your market on our platform. And it's going to be trending, right? It's going to be on our boosted events. So people will be able to see it easily and place a bet. And if you should do that and you get a huge pool size, a huge amount of persons betting on that event, you'll be getting 1% reward of the entire pool size. So for us, for Betswamp, it's all about earning passively because, I mean, crypto, when you're not using a stable currency, it's the volatility is quite high. So we're just creating a more stable means that people can actually earn passively within the space.
That's really really amazing. Um but I have this idea in mind, and I think that has been affecting most project coming up with betting system, and even if it's not really their source and they just want to promote something like that. And I was making my research and looking at the world population regarding betting system, right? We all know that Australia are one of the most people getting themselves in betting. I think up next was Singapore, not mention about other European countries. But looking at it, I couldn't see UK or the United States getting involved. Mostly most Asian part of the country, getting involved in betting. So, and the truth is, it's not we're not denying the fact that there might not be people who are getting themselves involved in betting in these countries, right? That I just mentioned. So, what are your plans to get exposure? I mean, regarding the Betswamp to these people to let them know that what you guys are offering here is kind of different, and it's gonna be like an opportunity for them. I mean, it's a part of you going ahead of people who might have been in this game, but they don't know how to get exposure out there. So, what are your plans to get these countries that are really not well known with betting, but they are really really interested in getting in betting system?
So we have a worldwide campaign, just to answer your questions. And the beautiful thing about our platform, it's there's no KYC. You don't need to do anything. But just for you guys to understand, as we said at the beginning, Crypto Kid Finance company is so well connected that we're taking this to the business world, to the traditional world as well. So we have campaigns. We're not just staying in the crypto world, right? Because, the whole betting, as me and Viron, we're not big betting people, but we got the numbers and everything. The whole betting world is massive. It's an industry of billions of dollars. And kid and baby, they are gambles then be in this word as well. So we decided to get approached with traditional companies, so we have partnerships with racing and all kinds of different, especially if you think about the World Cup come as well, that's going to be in Qatar. And so this is one way for us to make sure the whole world understand that crypto is growing and we want to be this bridge between both worlds. So we have market campaigns with traditional business as well. If you think about Las Vegas, part of our team is in the US, part of our team is all over the world. We have Europe, we have Africa, we have Brazil, it's all over the world complete. So to answer your question, that's when we're going to focus as well as our marketing. So you're going to see Betswamp logo and the campaign we're going to do. I really think that Viron could have a better example when he talk about football, could be Brazil and Argentina, and of course Brazil gonna win. But imagining that we can have this partnership for the World Cup, right? So that's one way. I don't know if I answer your question, Khaled, but the baby, if you want to compliment or something.
No, you hit the nail on the head. Like, we do plan on aligning ourselves with, obviously, like certain football stars and athletes and stuff like that will be performing at these events, because these guys are being followed by sports gamblers. Like that is like the best form of marketing we can do. Crypto Kid Finance. He's a well-renowned sports gambler. He's a lot of experience. He's got a lot of experience with horse racing. He's got a lot of horses himself. He helped scale Nitrogen Sports when they first incorporated Bitcoin. He had his own sports betting handicappers platform where he had a huge subscriber base. Like, he's very well connected in the gambling industry, and he knows what audiences to target, which pro tippers we can get as affiliates, which gambling platforms we can essentially advertise on. So we do have obviously sponsorship deals that we would like to push through with contracted race courses and stuff like that in the US, where we can advertise as like a Betswamp.com event, or align ourselves where we're getting obviously on these horse racing events and we're hosting exclusive markets on these betting events. And obviously the event is called a Betswamp event. Every sports betting platform now has live stream events for every horse race. You place a bet on the event, you can watch the live event. This is the case for every sports betting platform. So if you can imagine that we have our obviously Betswamp event in somewhere in New York for an open day race or a big racing event in the US, and there's over 2 million people watching it, and every sports betting platform worldwide is hosting betting markets on this event, and you just see Betswamp banners all over the place, like literally all over that race course. We can align ourselves and say, look, like, people lose their shit if, like, you announce a certain partnership with a real life entity, or we see the effect that an Elon tweet has. Whereas if we have literally exposure from every competitor that we have on an event that is literally sponsored by us, it's huge, and we do plan on obviously doing expanding into different regional marketing avenues where we'll have like QR code banner ads and stuff like that in legalized states in the US, like Vegas, New York, obviously fights, combat sports, stuff like that. It's huge, Chinese market especially. We can definitely advertise in Beijing and other things like that. So yeah, we have a lot of opportunities what we're offering. I think it's only a matter of time. We're building something that's sustainable. It's not something that's built as a pump and dump. It's built to be sustainable because we're offering something, true advantages to sports bettors.
Yeah, that's definitely amazing. Look at one of the reasons why I was mentioning something like that, right? Because take it for example, we all know that one of the most famous bet, I believe most of us know about 360 bet, 365 bet or something. You know, when you watch the Champions League and other sport station, you always see 364 bet and stuff like that. But the truth is, a lot of countries have not been able to. I mean, I believe there are a lot of people here that don't know much about 365 bet, right? So the reason why I brought that up is, I mean, this can be an advantage for the bet swam. Imagine someone who doesn't know about 365 bet and just getting to know about Betswamp can go a pretty long way. I mean, he might take that as an opportunity. But to those who are kind of familiar with 365 bet, might want to stick with it because they have been used to it, and no matter what, how many ideas will come out, that they are just so interested in the 365 bed. But I'm just trying to bring out the point that what about people who haven't even getting to know about the 365 bed and they get to know about the bed swamp, right? It might really go a long way to the platform. I mean, just an idea of what I was thinking. But yeah, I mean, I love the fact you guys have put in the partnerships in place because that alone can get a lot of exposure, you know. And imagine some big companies come around with you guys. I mean, dealing with betting system, and they want to partner with you guys as well. That as well might go into a long way. So great stuff, guys. So I know you've mentioned about marketing, but I mean, we'd love to go further about it. But I would like to leave the floor to Nels to take that part.
Hey, thanks, Kenneth. Hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, sure.
Yeah, good. The baby, Salim, Mark, Beyond, you guys have said a lot. From what you guys have said, you bring anybody into the Betswamp platform, which is cool. I was, for me, I know nothing about betting system, right? The odds, all those things. I only watch them. I saw people do it. In my community here, out of every 10 teenagers, 9 of them are playing betting, or 8 of them are playing betting. That's the probability. A lot of persons are there who plays bet a lot. So, but me now, my concern before going to the market and this, since it's all about betting, because everything, even the validation, the events that we're going to be looking at, for me to look for an event that I have to validate and make money from it through the betting platform. Well, why is Betswamp interested in the crypto space? Because it's basically about the gambling space, the betting space, the iGaming space, which is around $97 billion now, and it's stable. The crypto space is not that stable, but it has a huge revenue. So why is the Betswamp team interested in investors in crypto space? So that was the first question I want to get from you guys.
No, that's an excellent question, actually. So obviously, I don't want to spend too much time. I do apologize, Gold Diggers. You've been an excellent AMA. We definitely would like to come back for an update, but we're running at a tight schedule. We do have another AMA planned straight after this. But that is an excellent question. I would like to obviously highlight everything that you said. So we're looking to compete with huge names in the gambling industry, names that have already been established. You're looking at DraftKings, you're looking at Betfair, you're looking at Bet365, Paddy Power. The list goes on and on. These guys are willing to offer vouchers, accumulators, bonuses, boosts, all these things to entice investors. Whereas new gambling platforms that pop up, they can't offer the same things. They can't offer the same benefits because these guys are already at the top of the pecking order. Why can't they be knocked off their perch? Some of them are better at marketing, obviously, than others. Some of them subliminal messaging and stuff like that. They're well more connected, so that's why they've been able to scale. They're always innovating, but they have the money to do so. So what makes us different is the fact that we're providing something that is completely outside the norm of what you're used to seeing. And how can we do that? It's because we're fully decentralized. Now, I know you're talking about the volatility of crypto, which is essentially why we've decided to host betting markets in BUSD. So you're not affected by the volatility in markets. So, like, obviously, when we decide to go cross-chain, we'll offer betting markets and pools in USDC. We'll obviously, with partner projects, we'll host betting markets and betting pools with their token for their holders and communities to bet on markets on their favorite projects and stuff like that. So, like, to obviously reiterate the point, the only reason that we can offer fair odds, the only reason that we can offer a 2% sports league compared to 10% sports league, the only reason we can offer instant withdrawals, no KYC, anonymity, decentralization, that is the key. No other gambling platform in crypto is capitalizing on being fully decentralized. Whereas we have provided literally every benefit that a crypto investor wants, a gambling investor wants, in one platform. We're literally using the functionality of decentralization to provide benefits to bettors, which is very, very important. We can't do that. We can't compete with the big guns because we don't have the capital to do that. This is a startup project, but the devs have been working around the clock. They're very well experienced. They looked at it from a business perspective and they said, how can we fix the flaws with gambling? And obviously make it a fair environment while obviously being able to turn a serious profit, because the industry as a whole is $400 billion. The main gambling token right now is stake.com. They copy sports betting. They copy the similar approach of other gambling platforms. So that, like, they're competing with an audience that's already been well established. They're not offering true advantages of decentralization. What we're offering is a passive earning ecosystem through the gambling industry model and business model. So we can only do that because this is crypto. Obviously, as we decide to incorporate, as the company scales, we will do other regional marketing and we will align with the competitors that we do plan on overtaking in the future. This is something that is built to last because it's an industry that is untapped, in my honest opinion, in crypto. You have BetU, you have Fun Token, you have Stake. Fun Token is $127 million. BetU is about $15 to $16 million. Stake is probably between $200 and $500 million from the last time I checked. They've been very efficient. They have Nelk and stuff like that on board, but they're copying every other platform similar way. They just have a very well connected marketing team, but they're not offering anything that I haven't seen before. We're offering markets on anything, different streams of passive earning. So that is a very good question.
Well, thank you, David, for that answer. It's direct.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, which is cool. Okay, someone wants to say something because I want to ask in regards to your marketing. Now, there are a lot of betting sites. No, yes, they are not into crypto, but they already have that revenue, and they are always having revenue. They're getting more and more members, subscribers, people using their platform. I'm going to use two. I'm familiar with. I see them every time. 365Bet and Betway. Betway is always Premier League. When it comes to the Spanish La Liga, whatever sporting event, you see them. You see the advert. If you check your mail, you see them. If you check, if you discuss, if you want to download the movie, for instance, you see 365. The advert is there. A lot of betting to see. Though they don't know anything about betting, but you can see it. If you ask 7% to know that these people are there, this company is there, Betway 365. I'm familiar with them. So. And they have this big marketing strategy that they have to do using it to attract persons, people. Now, Caleb talks about marketing.
Yeah, and we're obviously going to be competing with the powerhouses that have obviously massive money to throw at marketing, massive money to.
You already talked about partnership. So,
yeah, no.
Sorry, the recall came to.
Yeah, no.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So, do you have a structured marketing plan already, apart from the AMA section with AMA channels? What other marketing plan do you have to bring these people from the betting, the gambling community, and bring them into Betswamp?
Yeah, that's a very good question as well. So, obviously, Crypto Kid is more experienced in that field. He's been very influential with Nitrogen Sports. He's got a lot of different connections. We have Joe from Orbital Marketing helping us as well. He's been very influential with us. These guys are working in tandem with a lot of different gambling outlets and have a lot of experience in the industry. So once we initially attract the crypto investors and our treasury fills through our DAO protocol, we do have obviously objectives to keep scaling it and attract the audiences um, that aren't used to crypto, to educate them on the true advantages of using our platform compared to their traditional platform. Because if you think about it this way, for a pro gambler, the 2% sports fee compared to the 10% sports fee is the difference between a losing year and a winning year. The instant withdrawals, the no KYC, these are advantages that gamblers will just use our platform to utilize the systems that we're providing. So I'm very sorry that I'm kind of leaving in a rush. I've appreciated all the questions, guys. We do have another AMA. We're running at a very tight schedule, so I'm going to have to bounce myself. I think the guys might be able to stick on for a little bit, but thank you very much for opening us, and I hope you guys will pay close attention to what we're doing over the next 24 hours.
No worries, the baby. It was really nice presentation, and to be honest with you, I'll want you to come back maybe after the launch, so we can get everything sorted as well and stuff like that.
Thank you, Caleb, for having us. I'm sorry about leaving in a rush, guys. I appreciate it.
No worries, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're gonna have an AMA during the pre-sale in our TG. If you guys wanna come join and have questions as well, you know. You do apologize because you guys know when the pre-sale is. It's super.
Yeah, exactly.
And I make sure everybody can contribute. We make a huge success. So we like running, get the best channels so we could do our AMA. So you guys are amazing. But please join our Telegram and come to AMA. We're going to be live when our pre-sale starts as well. We'll be more than happy to answer all the questions. We have all the mods to really apologize. We got to go. But thank you so much, Caleb.
No worries,
For-
Celine. I'll catch up with you guys soon. So
Thank you.
yeah, let me see. Uh, Okay, so we do have a prize to give out. So guys, as always, you want to join into that Telegram channel. If you haven't done so, um, follow us as well on Twitter. And if you do have more questions to ask about the project, like they said, they're gonna be having an AM on the channel as well, and you may want to check them out as well. So get more information about it. But of course, I believe once they have time, they're gonna come back as well. So I'll be stopping the recording and